Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my beautiful city. Hope you're loving Barcelona so far. This is Leo and Manel. Today we're going to talk to you about how to hyperscale Black Friday 2022. And it's going to be really cool because usually I do this and it's just the agency media buying perspective. But now it's going to be brand and agency perspective. So you're going to be able to get the two at the same time. So you're going to be able to pick. We're pretty much doing 99% the same. There are some difference, and that's going to be super, super cool. And yeah.
Cool, guys. So I'm happy to be here and to share some knowledge together with Manel on how to hyperscale your Black Friday campaign. And by starting off, I think with the strategies that we're going to show you to get today, we were able to scale pretty high last year. For example, having this shop here reaching up to 8.5 million in revenue with a strong focus on Q4. Or just giving you another example of one of Manel's clients having over 1 million in revenue just for a time frame of 2 weeks and an uplift of over 219%. So that's quite immense. And also what comes in that is that you also have to push your Facebook ads pretty aggressively if you want to scale to that level, right? Makes sense. So we'll definitely show you also on how to really push your budgets on Facebook profitably, pretty aggressively, reaching up to over 20K in ad spend a day. So let's start with a quick introduction about myself. You can see me here together with Patrick at our last MasterMind ceremony. It was in May in Barcelona. And I myself, I'm 23 years old. I'm a German e-com guy, and I just love building brands. I had projects in different niches, and I started off with a fashion brand called Lucy and Leo. And over the time, I really fell in love with the business model of print on demand. Maybe you guys have heard about it before? Raise your hands. Have you heard about print on demand before? All right, I didn't expect that, a lot of you guys. So maybe just a quick introduction of what print on demand actually is. Print on demand is about selling emotional products which are personalized. So these can be custom gifts such as doormats, mugs with the photo or the name of your dog on it. And with that strategy, we really established to have two leading brands in the European market with Pet Printed for pet lovers and Love and Faith with the same concept for family and couple members. And the business has two main benefits for me, which are the first point that as we are selling personalized items, we don't have any refunds. So that's pretty cool. Mostly e-com brands, fashion brands, they have return rates of over 20%. We don't, so that's why I love it. And the second part is we are only working together with third-party suppliers. So we don't have to worry about stocks because they manage it. We don't have to worry about financing goods. So these are the two main benefits for us. All right. With that said, what we could achieve last year with some of our brands, these are just some screenshots, are for example 3.2 million in revenue or 2.2, or in this case over 8.4 million in revenue, always with a strong focus on Q4. Of course, that's because we are selling gifts and Christmas is the best angle for selling gifts, but also because we just understood on how to hyperscale during peak events, especially during Black Friday. So that's enough about myself, and now Manel, let's move on with you.
Yeah, so pretty simple. Majority of, I know you, you know me. Manel Gomez, I run scalingpro.io, focus on e-commerce scaling through meta ads pretty much and growth strategies with flash campaigns, creative, but the main focus is scaling meta ads pretty aggressively. Now I'm a little bit exciting because like 3 days ago I became an international speaker. I was speaking in Cyprus in an e-com event. Was a little bit more corporate than this. This I can go more technical because all of you, as you know, the ads manager, technicalities, scaling, that one was more general, but still speaking there was really exciting. And also a couple of weeks ago, I reached the 9 million ad spend total mark, which I'm expecting to get to 10 by the end of the year, and that's also going to be a really good mark. And yeah, that's pretty much myself. This is Black Friday 2021. This is a pretty simple, relatable case. This was a cosmetics brand running at 30K, 40K monthly revenue and managed to get to 200K in November, 100K December, 300K January, just by doing flash campaigns in the way that I'm going to show you and Leo's going to show you today with the specific structure, pushing meta, etc. This is another case. This is a fashion brand. Last year, 2020, they made 300K Black Friday campaign, 12 days, 300K revenue. And then with me and the strategies that we'll show you today, crossed the 1 million mark in those 12 days. But enough about results and ourselves. Well, enough. This is the two stories together. This was Ibiza last year in the MasterMind, first MasterMind. Who here was in Ibiza? We said at the beginning, raise your hand. Few people, that's exciting. That's Leo, that's me. Sunset, it was like kind of the first workshops that MasterMind was doing, and it was really good. And this is Barcelona now.
I mean, we definitely had a good time, and since then we just connected. We had a few meetups in Barcelona, had dinner together, went jet skiing, went crazy. And there was always this one big thing we had in common, which is our love for e-com and paid performance ads. And that's exactly why we're here today, because we want to give you the most value, the most benefits out of today's presentation when it comes to a brand and agency perspective. So without further ado, Manel, let's get started with the topics. Yeah.
First. So this is going to be the content for today. We want to keep it simple, three easy bullet points. First one, how to prepare for Black Friday, what you can do right now in terms of finding winners, creatives, many things that Leo will share. Then it's going to be what you actually put on the market, so successful creatives, messages, the irresistible offer, how to do that based on your brand, really important. And then once we have 1 and 2, we can talk about scaling and specifically timeframes, when we push budget, when we go down, and how we scale in each particular case, which is going to be the most interesting part.
Cool. Let's go started with the first point. I'm going to cover it, how to prepare for Black Friday. So guys, the first most important part for me is understanding the overall market situation. I brought here a screenshot with the trend of the CPMs during last year, and what you can definitely see is a strong peak for Black Friday itself, right? So the question is, why is that? Because still there are lots of brands only focusing on Black Friday itself. And as you can see, there are way lower CPMs around Black Friday. Even though that the buying intent is high, also for these other days, most brands don't really understand that it should really extend their date range when it comes to the event. So guys, the learnings that you should take out of this screenshot is that timing is key, and that you should not only focus on Black Friday itself, but really try to extend your date range, because this will help increase your performance and profitability. And also, I mean, the competition on Black Friday itself is the highest, so that's an easy one. But Manel, how is it for your clients? Like, is it the same? Do they only focus on Black Friday?
Yeah. And if they don't, I'm gonna push them to do it. So yeah, it's always around 10 to 12 days, and we try to cover as much as possible. There's the calendar next slide. Yeah, so that's it. As much as possible, because it's gonna give you more opportunity to scale, more learning in the ads manager. So we kind of do like the early, before the Black Week, we do this early VIP access for the customers with the incentive of buy now. So you kind of like forget about the shipping mess that's going to be during that week, and you can get your products that maybe they won't be in stock. So they get advanced discount. Then we do Black Week, Black Friday, then it's Black Weekend, then Cyber Monday. And we're changing the messages all the time with different urgency, different emails. Just like really dynamic, but allows you to push in specific time frames inside.
Cool. Thanks for the insights. We have a similar setup, but I'll go into detail about that later on. Let's move on with the next point, and this is a super important one. It's about identifying your winning products. I've talked to a lot of big brands during the last months, and there's one big pattern I see, and that is that most brands make most of their revenue with just a handful of products. So I don't know, maybe I'm in a bubble. Manel, how is it for your clients? Do you see the same?
Same. Like they typically have like over 30 SKUs. So it's usually like 5 bestsellers that we push like crazy, and we have some specific creatives for those, but it's always like 80-20.
The thing is, guys, it's really key to identify your winning products. And in my opinion, you have 2 options to do so. So the first thing that you can do is just go 1 year back and see what performed best for you last year. And the second option you have is just use the remaining time during October to identify new trends and new winning products. But of course, the problem is it's not only about finding the winning product, but also about having enough stock in mind. So for us, honestly, it's no problem, because I told you we're working together with third-party suppliers, so it's not a big deal. But for most of the fashion brands or whatever you're selling, keep your stock in mind. That's a crucial thing, because worst case scenario would be that you have a winning product in place, but you just can't sell because there's no stock available. And the second big point, and I speak out of experience, talk to your fulfillment providers, because there might be the problem that they are just having too much volume and they can't fulfill in time. And that's a big problem, because you want to have the shipping times quick to have satisfied customers, which is key also during Black Friday. All right, let's move on. This one is a super important topic. It's about creating a unique concept, because we all know the situation scrolling through our Facebook feed during Black Friday and only seeing these boring ads in the black and white color scheme. So your goal should really be to identify and to find a concept that breaks the pattern of Black Friday. And how can you do so? You can find a way to find catchy colors that you bring into your ads, or just find a way that looks fun and out of the norm, because this will definitely help you increase your performance, your conversion rates, and your click-through rates. So of course, I brought some examples for you guys just to show you on how it shouldn't look like and how you can do it even better. All right, so these are just some boring examples of normal Black Friday ads. I mean, all of us have seen ads like this in the past. It's okay, maybe they can work for you as well, but I'm quite sure that these ads here will outperform the others. So let's get started with the first example, which is Snox. Snox is a leading e-com brand from Germany, and what they did last year is bringing this retro style into their ads. So they had these catchy colors, they grabbed the user's attention, and are now out of experience that it worked really, really good for them. Second example would be Paul Valentine. So what they did is they did a combination of two aspects. So they brought in this catchy element with the iMessage notification. This is a video ad, so don't wonder. And this glowy effect of the ad with Black Week up to 50% off. And this just grabs the user's attention and is out of the norm, so it's not a basic thing. And to bring an example from one of my own brands, what we did for Pet Printed last year is instead of calling it Black Week, we called it Pet Week. So that's a quite fun thing. We have pet lovers as our main audience. And this worked really good for us, especially in combination with our color scheme, which is this orange for our brand. All right, that's it. And now we're coming to the next point, guys. Who of you is familiar with having a look like this? Raise your hands. Any dropshippers? Almost everybody of us already had this fuck up. And I mean, that's the next big point, guys. It's about taking business safety precautions. What do you mean with that? The worst case scenario would be that PayPal limits your accounts or that Facebook blocks your accounts. And this is super important to prepare. So what can you do for it? Try to talk to your credit card suppliers for higher payments. Try to talk to your account managers or the Facebook concierge service to just increase your daily spending limits. This is really, really important. For us, for example, we had a situation last year where we had a strong peak in revenue and PayPal just from one to the other day blocks our account. It was limited, so we couldn't make any outgoing payments. It was like a big issue for us. So you just got to be prepared for situations like that. Next up, what I would always recommend you guys is creating a backup ads manager. So in case anything happens, if you reach your limit, or if you get any ad accounts blocked, have a plan B, which is a backup ads manager. And last but not least, me personally, I do forgot it a lot. Also in the past, it's customer support, guys. Try and have as much customer support as you need, because quick answering times are key, especially to keep the customer satisfaction high. And it will also increase your performance. Just imagine if there is some open questions from your clients and they just don't want to order before getting it answered. Think about that. Manel, anything else to further add?
Well, actually, one question. When you're doing the backup ads manager, like you warm it up before. Because if not, you're going to get like the cap of spend.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I mean, we all know the situation, creating a new ads manager, that's always limited, right? You have maybe 50 euros a day and then 100 and then 200. So really start warming it up from October on, so you have the chance to put in high spendings during November.
And then there's another one, like for safety, if you can schedule the ads, especially on Black Friday, which is the absolute mess, if you can schedule the ads that you're going to launch on Black Friday on Thursday or Wednesday, do it. Like 4 years ago or so, when Facebook was not as big, you had this chaos that you were trying to launch ads on Friday specifically, and they were like a review time of 5 hours, and you're like, fuck, I need to spend. And it was not spending because it was not approved. So to avoid that, it should not happen now, but to avoid it, you could schedule your ads on Thursday, let's say, or Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely. Also don't take the risk. Pre-plan your ads a few days prior to just be 100% sure about it. All right, so that's it from my side about preparing for Black Friday, and now Manel is going to continue.
Dale. So successful messages and creatives, and the first one, straight to the point, is irresistible offer. At the end of the day, if we think about the customer, they are on social media, they know it's Black Friday, they've been hearing about Black Friday for like a month, and they're like, okay, I'm in a buying mode, I'm with my credit card in my hand, and I'm seeing ads, what do I get? So it's not typically like they're surfing social media and just enjoying and nothing else. They're more like, what do I want to get? I'm open to buying. So the one with the best offer is going to buy, right? So what your offer must achieve is, first things first, like create big desire. Be like, I want this. Of course, a good product, but I want this. Like, it's opportunistic. I'm going to be smart if I get it at this price, at this discount. Then you need to hit a high AOV. So incentivize high ad spend. I'm going to high spend on the store. I'm going to talk about it now. But the higher the AOV, the best, because the CPA is going to go up and we want to have good ROAS. And then high conversion rate. So some super simple best practices. Keep it simple. Think about profit margins. So of course, like if you do 70% off website wide, you're gonna get a lot of purchases, but you're not gonna make any money. So incentivize high spending, and this is a cool one you can use with apps on Shopify, is higher discount the more they spend. So basically, if they hit 100, you're gonna give them 35% off. If they hit $200 spent on the store, you give them 40%. So you hit a higher AOV, you're protected from higher CPAs, which they're gonna go up. Like basically don't sell at 19 euros, it's gonna be bad. And then dynamic offers in place, basically different offer for different days. So this way you actually have an excuse to send more emails, put more stories in organic, more call to actions, different ads, more frequency. Why? Because the offers are changing. This ends tomorrow, this starts today, this is only 24 hours. And this way you can push heavier. So this is boring, this is bad, this is 2017, 2018. This is now, this was actually this one was like a real winner from last year, up to 40% off and free shipping. They care about the shipping, they want it quick, and then 40% sounds like pretty heavy, but also like branded. If you do up to 80% off, it's like, what the fuck is this? 40% is the sweet point this year, I think. Fast shipping is also good, free gift, all of this. I'm talking especially about the ads. Then on the website, you can communicate a little bit different, but in the ads, you're in this CPC, CTR battle, fighting with everybody, with all the advertisers. You wanna have the best offer possible. Not clickbait, but close, so that you get the clicks. No clickbait, it's just like, try to, it's a CTR and a CPC battle, and you wanna win. You don't, conversion is kind of guaranteed. You getting the clicks, not guaranteed. So try to work on your offer. Then these are some examples of creatives that were working really, really good. Why does this one work so good? Because we show the product, and you, in 1 second, you understand it. You know what you get. You get these Tom Ford Ray-Ban glasses. Cool. You know it's Black Friday. You're giving me early access. That is cool. You have a big discount that I see in red. So actually red color, Black Friday. In a second, if I see this ad, I know what they're selling to me. I know what I'm getting. I know what is the discount. Am I interested or not? And in a second, I can make a decision. If I need to consume a 1-minute video to understand in second 10 what you sell, in second 20 what's the offer, and then in second 30 what happens if I don't buy, it's not gonna work, in my opinion. Videos work, but Black Friday, I'm not sure. So again, you see last 24 hours at 40% off, Black Friday up to 60. These are not really amazing ads, but they're so functional that they fit into the mindset of people going into social media, specifically on Black Friday. So another one. Just show the product, show the discount, talk about Black Friday. And you can do this thing with different formats, like here, PNG images, or collage with UGC, but again, Black Friday, 30% aggressive. Enough about creatives, if you want to take any photo. Let's talk about urgency, but before that, what about your creatives?
Maybe one more insight about myself, how we structure it with our ads. So we keep the focus on image ads. That's the first crucial thing for us. So just to give you some insights, we have around 90% image ads, 10% video ads. So it's quite, for us, it's because we are selling easy products to understand. So you don't need any videos to explain our products. It's just, you see them, you know exactly what it's about. And when it comes to the Black Friday ads, I'm going to show you some examples as well, but we keep them really, really simple. So we communicate the offer, for example, up to 30% discount. We have a strong focus on the product itself, and we communicate the event, which is in our case the Pet Week, but it's quite similar, just the product is a different one.
Easy, perfect. Let's talk about urgency really, really quick. I've been using urgency to scale like crazy in this entire year. I've been going really deep into flash campaigns. In previous masterminds, I've always talked about flash campaigns, scaling with that. And it's all about the urgency, and it's all about having a time-limited offer. And Black Friday is the opportunity for this. Christmas as well. We're doing campaigns that have a time limitation. We gotta leverage that. It's not like buy my t-shirt and you can buy it whenever you want to. It's buy this at 40% off during the next 2 days only. And then during the last day, you push 24 hours, and you're aggressive in every single platform, email, ads, everywhere, because you have the opportunity. The market is telling you this ends on the 29th. Use that to your advantage and to scale heavier because conversion goes up. So boring, don't do this. For example, this one for the header of the website, really simple. Biggest sale of the year ends in 9 hours, hurry up. Another one, today only. This is cool for Black Friday and the actual Friday. So today only, get up to 40% off and a free gift with your purchase. The cool thing about Black Friday is that the second you launch your ads, it's 24 hours only. So use that. Don't just be like, hey, Black Friday, 20% off. It's Black Friday, it only lasts 24 hours. Be like last 10s, up to 50% off. Last 24 hours, or last hours, or today only. But use those messages to get the clicks. Fuck, it's today only. I might as well get it because it's a big offer. That's what you're trying to get. Last 24 hours. This is cool for Sunday of the Black Week. Because the Black Friday campaign is going to end. Your Black Week is going to end on Sunday. So it's last chance, last 24 hours, no more offers. Black Friday ends here. And you do this in the email, you do this on Facebook ads, you do this in organic, you do this with the influencers that you hire, so they have to push, hey, this brand today only is running this. Hey, this is your last chance today only to get this. It's ending today. Use that in all your communication, can scale a lot heavier. Because again, like now we're gonna go into this, scaling is more about doing all of this and protecting your risk of losing budget than it is about just pushing zeros. So, in terms of urgency, were you using it last year?
Insight about our brands, how we do it with the urgency, we do it kind of in a similar way. So if the sale is only for 24 hours, we definitely put in some urgency, both in the newsletters and in the ads. For us, as the event range for Black Friday is not about Friday only, but we keep the full week of the event, we'll use the urgency element for Friday and then from Saturday on. So quite similar. Cool. So that's me on the rocket, my most favorite topic of the day. These are my scaling strategies. And guys, I'm really going to show you some deep dive insights into my brands and into my numbers. But I mean, it's about providing you value. So just try to replicate what I'm going to show you into your business or for your clients, because it's definitely possible to just take the best learnings out of it. So let's get started with an overview of our Black Friday campaign. So this is how the calendar looks like. I just realized it's almost not possible to see, but anyhow, we're starting off with a pre-sale for the first weekend before the sale, and in this case it's the 19th and 20th of November. And after that we have a full week of event, full week of sale with dynamic discounts. But I'm gonna cover it step by step so you guys know exactly, okay, how do we get started and how do we promote each of it. So as I told you guys, we're getting started with the first one, which is the pre-sale itself. So it's a weekend, 2 days, only for existing customers. And of course, we are using notifications to just get customers inside, because they have to sign up. We have an external landing page where they can sign up for the event. And that's what we do on the 14th and on the 6th of November. So just to summarize it once again, we have this pre-sale. It's an exclusive pre-sale for existing customers. They get the best offer possible. Why? Because, I mean, these are existing customers. And it convinces them even more if we can communicate, hey, you get the best offer of this week's event. As I told you guys, we are using a promotion via newsletter and paid ads, so it's always a combination. And we have an external landing page because they have to sign up to make it even more exclusive. All right, just to give you 2 examples. This is in German. Hope that's fine for you guys. On the left side, you can see one of our newsletters that we used to promote our pre-sale campaign. And this one worked pretty good for us. So what did we do? We just communicated the biggest advantages that you have. So you can shop before all of the others, you get exclusive discount, you have fast shipping times, and you don't have any problems with your stocks. So that's how we did it. We have a big button, it's referring to the landing page, and it's quite similar for the ads as well. So we had a custom audience only targeting existing customers, and then they had a referral to the landing page to sign up. And what was the result? So in total, we had a few thousand people who signed up, I think 3,500, and the order rate was around 60%, so it was definitely worth it for us. Let's move on with the main event. So in our case, it's the Pet Week. You can call it whatever you want, Black Week, whatever. And we started off with up to 30% discount from Monday to Thursday. What does it mean, 30% discount? So we had automated discount in place. So we deactivated all existing discounts, so there wasn't any chance to get further discounts. And then it depended on the categories itself. So some categories had 10% discounts, others 15%. It always refers to the margins you have. So this is just an example of how we did it. And we had some niche products being discounted to up to 30% just to make it more sexy in the ads. Because communicating 15% on Black Friday, no, that's weird. Next up, also, of course, we had a newsletter campaign to all customers, excluding the pre-sale signups. We have a total number of over 300,000 existing customers, so having newsletter campaigns is always key for us. And the main focus for us for the first day of the week is really identifying winning ads that we can reuse from Tuesday on, and especially on Friday. So that's what we did with the focus for Monday, and I'm just going to show you an example. So just now you know exactly what we're selling, right? So we're selling kind of fun products for pet lovers. And what we did here is keeping the ad simple. Manel told you already. So what we did is communicating the discounts up to 30%. We had a communication of the event itself, Pet Week, a small copy, and a strong focus on the product itself. So in this, it was all about finding the winning creative and the winning product that we could scale the days further. And that's what we did. We identified winners that we reused from Tuesday on. All right. Let's move on with the big day also for us. Of course, the Friday is the biggest event sale. And what we have for Friday itself is an even bigger discount. So it goes up to 50%. Why did we decide to even increase the discount? Because still there are some customers who might not buy because it's not enough in their eyes. But I mean, it's only about communication. Most of the products have the same discount. We just had, again, some niche products that were up to 50%. But most of the products have maybe 15% discount in our case, because that's just what the margin allows us to do. Next up, we already had a newsletter promotion again to all customers that didn't place an order yet. So it's really important to retarget them, especially because the offer is way better this time. And last but not least, we really pushed the focus on pushing ads that perform best for us the day prior and push them as aggressively as possible. But guys, of course, it doesn't end with Friday. Why should we? So we definitely let the campaigns run that do run good. And that's the, sorry guys. Before we go into that, I got some examples of ads for you. This one should be a video, but it's not playing. So it was just a slideshow of different products. But here you can see some other products and some other ads that outperformed the rest. So these are the winners we had for Friday that we scaled pretty aggressively. And again, we have a different layout here, as you can see. Yeah, so you can maybe adapt it to your business as well. Just combine it with your branding colors, with your brand, and you're easy and you're good to go. And again, focus is on images mostly. All right, now we're getting to the next part, which is the sale extended. So here you can see the header for our website. So what we did for the weekend is, instead of closing or deactivating all existing campaigns, for sure we let them run. Why? Because they outperformed, they were still profitable. So what we did, we just kept the offer we had for Friday, the Pet Friday, and just added the extension of sale extended. Exclusive only today. We kept this one up to 50% and just had a communication on our website so that customers knew, okay, they can still purchase. And we just let it run until it ran out. For us, it was on Monday, I think. And this brings us to the most important questions. What was the result of all of it? Was it worth it, or should we only focus on Friday itself? And this is just in a screenshot of one of our stores. So you can definitely see a high peak for Friday itself, as you can see here, reaching up to 100K in revenue. But also, starting with the 20th of November, we already had a high peak. And compared to the 7 days prior, we could double our revenues. So guys, it's definitely worth it to extend your date range and to start with a pre-sale. That's what I want to give you with this screenshot. So also the days after Black Friday, we still had high revenue numbers. So definitely do it the same for your business. Okay guys, so this was just an overall insight into my business on how we structure it. But of course, this comes along with pushing Facebook ads aggressively. And that's something I didn't cover in detail. I just want to give you, as a last slide, my most important steps to hyperscale your ads before Manel goes into detail even further. And there we go. So these are my scaling hacks. The first one is start your peak days with the highest possible budget. Why? Because especially on peak days, there's lots of competition and auction on the platform. This could mean if you start slow with a few €100 a day, it might cause that you can't reach, even if you increase the budget, the goal you have set. So the better choice would be to start with the highest possible budget the day prior and then decrease it if it doesn't work out for you. But guys, this could mean that you have to start adjusting budgets at 4 a.m. in the morning, because what we are going to plan for this year is starting with maybe 10K per campaign or ad set. And this would also mean that we could crush some or burn some money. That's why we start adjusting budget early in the morning. So Lars, you can be happy about that. And that's how we're going to continue. So starting with 4 a.m. and then adjusting the budget on an hourly basis. But guys, I wouldn't really trust on the numbers you see in Facebook. So really try to find your overall target ROAS that you want to reach, because this gives you more of a holistic approach. And at the end of the day, it's not about having revenue, but it's about having profits. So that's what it's all about for you also. And then there's some two last points. The first one is you should really focus on a few ad sets. As I already told you, most brands, they make most of their revenue with just a handful of products. And that's why it's also important to just focus on a few ad sets that outperform the rest and scale them as heavily as possible. And last but not least, for me, it's about pushing budgets rather than duplicating ad sets. That's something I see not only for Black Friday, but in general over the last 1 to 2 years. So this would be my last point for you. So in general, I hope that I could bring you some benefits, some insights for your brand that you can adapt. And now Manel is going to move on and tell us something about wave surfing.
So I am no professional surfer, but this is how I feel when I'm scaling an ad account. So I'm going to show you one specific way that I scale, that I really use it on Black Friday. Many ways, many things that we do, as you saw with Leo, like big structure, different days, all of that. But now I'm just going to cover one way to scale this. Take the photo. So as a mindset thing, scaling is easy. Like you go in the ads manager, just put a couple of zeros in your budgets, and you have scaled. So you've scaled your budget, but the thing is, you're scaling with no risk management. You're not covered. You don't know what's going to happen. If you go from 100 to 5,000 in just an hour, it's like it breaks, and then you lose money. That's not what we want. So what's difficult is protecting your profit at scale. That's what I try to do. If not, the client's going to come and be like, what's happening here? So with proper risk management, which is what I'm going to show you now, you can pretty much scale to the moon because you know what you're doing on a per hour basis. So you take no risk, but at the same time, you're taking a massive risk because you try to spend like 30K in a day when on average you maybe spend 9K a day. That's a big risk. But the way to go through that and to do it, surfing the waves, lowers the risk and you're able to assume higher risks. So wave surfing, let's see what it is. Essentially, let's see if the pointer works. So you can see it's here. This is the 28th of November. This was pretty much the pattern of sales in a Shopify store of a client during the whole Black Friday campaign. So every single day we had this thing. It's like kind of like a V. But I didn't realize at the beginning of the Black Week. We realized, like I think before Black Friday, and that's what allowed us to push. I think we got to 23K daily ad spend with this account. Should have been 30K. Then I regret because like on revenue was 160. So should have been more, but still good. So basically what we had with this client is we were having a daily meeting because we were pushing budget so crazy, daily meeting. And in the daily meeting, we had this Excel sheet that was extremely complicated where we were trying to predict the future. We had like a best case scenario, worst case scenario. Maybe we can make 100K revenue today. I don't know, 150. Maybe if we don't get there, how much should we spend? So we're trying to predict the future. And it's pretty much impossible. So based on this best case scenario, worst case scenario, we're trying to put a budget. But then I was thinking, how can I spend more profitably? What's going to be the revenue for tomorrow? And then I came up with this. I was basically in my parents' house in the room where they were ironing the clothes with my 3 energy drinks and my pizza, going crazy with Black Friday. And then I sit down and I realize this thing. So I'm like, okay, here sales go down always from 9 a.m. Spanish time, 9 a.m. to 12:1. But then Europe night goes up. And then US night, so this is my AM, but it's the US afternoon and night, so it goes up again. Usually Facebook will spend more when the users are active on the platform. So when they're not active, they will spend a little bit less. So usually by default, Facebook's gonna do wave surfing. But they do the little waves, the one where people just like are swimming. But we want the waves of like the big surfers, like the 3-meter waves. So that's what I did. I realized, okay, if here I would lower my budget a lot, that's going to allow me to here increase it a lot. And I'm talking a lot like I was going from per hour from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Nobody's buying. It's boring. Sales are down. So I take the budget down of the whole ad account. Per hour, I was only spending 200. So I'm fully protected. No risk. Nothing bad's going to happen. Chill. And then when the night comes, I get to 2.3K per hour, 2.2K, 2.1K, 2K, all the time, 2K, 2K, 2K. So, but to get to 2K per hour, maybe you have to set up a budget of, I don't know, 50K. And then per hour is going to break it down to 2K. So the idea here is that don't be scared of putting massive budgets because you will only spend these massive budgets here. And then you come and you're like, we go down now. And you own this demand wave. All right, so in here, you go in all the budgets and you go crazy. If you put a CBO at 10,000, you're not going to spend the 10,000. You're going to spend 10,000 divided by 24 and multiplied by the number of hours. Maybe in there we have 5 hours. So it's 10,000 divided by 24 hours. I don't know what's it, like maybe 500 per hour. So 500 per hour multiplied by the 5 hours, that's going to be what you're going to spend. But what you try to do is you maximize your ad spend when demand is extremely high. The risk is low, because then when the demand goes down, you push it down. Sounds simple, then in the ads manager is a little bit more techie, but there's an idea. This is what I did to scale pretty crazy. And this is the wrong way. You spend the exact same thing every hour of the day. Put 1,000, let's see how it goes. And I check tomorrow. Wrong. Because every day is like, you will have a pattern. I don't know your pattern, maybe it's gonna be different, maybe it's gonna be like a peak like this, whatever, just detect it and play it. And this is the right way. You understand your specific demand wave, you scale aggressively during peak hours, you downscale aggressively during the down hours, right? And then if we wanna improve it a little bit more, this gets a little bit complex, but wave surfing with the market, and you create your own wave. So the second one is what I do in every single Flash campaign. Because when I have a Flash campaign, let's say that we invent it, like it's the brand's birthday. I don't have a demand wave from the market. Like sales will not peak like crazy. I need to create my own wave and then surf it. So what I discovered is if I do the two at the same time, we go crazy in revenue. So at this time specifically, it's like we gotta go with both. And this client perfectly understands this structure because we were doing it on a monthly basis. So I'm gonna put it as an example. Imagine it's Black Friday and your sales start to peak at 6 p.m., right? So it's 6 p.m., you had the budget down in midday, everything's under control, protected, we're profitable today, and it's 6 p.m. So you're like, okay, now the demand wave of the market is gonna go up. Cool, maybe I should raise the budget a little bit. But then if you combine it with creating your own wave, what does it mean? What it means is you go and you try to maximize the event of the pixel at 6 p.m. How you do that? The email that you want to send, because you're going to send emails on Black Friday, but you send it, the email right here. So email goes there. 100,000 people, however many people you have in the email list, you send them that email. All of a sudden, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., you get like a huge push of conversions in the pixel. Cool. Organic, Instagram stories. You push testimonials, last 10, last 24 hours, links, products, bestseller, whatever. Push, 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 get traffic on the website. Nice. From the email and from the organic stories, you're gonna get some conversions. Also coordinate, if you get influencers, they put the stories and everything at 6 p.m. And then, once I have the organic, email, stories from the influencers, I have the natural demand wave of the market, then I come and I'm like, no, per hour, we're not gonna spend 200. We're gonna spend 3K per hour. So in this little wave that I'm gonna have of 5 hours, I want 30K in ad spend. And I can do it because I reduced the risk like crazy going with everybody at the same time. And what happens when you do your own organic? You get better CPMs, you get better traffic, you win more auctions. Why? Because Facebook is gonna give you premium during 2-3 hours. You're getting so many conversions in the pixel in a short time frame at 6 p.m. And then if you spread those through the day, but if you concentrate them, Facebook's like, oh, I wanna actually promote this business because they are having so many things going on here and they get sales from multiple sources, not only ads. This is cool. Oh, and so many sales, a lot more than the other competitors in the auction. This brand should be doing something well. So I'm gonna promote them a little bit better. And every single Flash campaign that I do, and we do that, CPMs go down, better traffic, good conversion. I can push the budget heavier. So it's really, really smart to go technical in this. And that's the whole presentation. Thank you so much.